I mean, it's, you know, we must run. Sprint and Roadrunner are good things. And then once again, I'll repeat, do not pick up the registration forms. The sprint timeline, Jim did an awesome job on this, and we may have to, you know, you can go on our site and you can see this, but basically what we have here is, I'll just run through the sprint timeline. And that is, here we are today at the start. We have an election committee meeting on Tuesday. We have another election committee meeting on November 22nd. This is just our normal 3-week intervals on our election committee meetings that we've been doing all summer, really. So we have 11-1 election committee, 11-22, 3 weeks later election committee, and 12-13 election committee meetings at the office at Mickey's Clubhouse. Okay, so the first sprint that we're talking about is right here. Registration sprint number 1, November 5th through November 19th. Then we're going to take a break, and Thanksgiving, of course, is in there. And then right after Thanksgiving, we're going to come back with registration sprint number 2, November 28th through December, what was that? 11th, thank you. Then we're going to take a break, and we have Christmas, so December 12th through December 31st. And we're going to have a kickoff dinner for the Kane people, anybody that wants to work for Kane. And of course, I know a lot of you don't, a lot of you do. But we're going to have a Kane kickoff dinner here, and we'll be starting the sprints for your favorite presidential candidate. So we need to switch off of registration drive for January then, and go back and we'll give you new walk sheets at that time. And you walk for whoever it is you like for president. All the month of January will be what we call the presidential sprint, which should be great fun by then, because we're going to be out here trying to talk to people, of course, about who they're going to vote for January 31st for the presidential primary. So thank God we still have an election, huh? And so we have the St. Pete Times debate on here, January 30th, and then the presidential preference primary on the 31st. And the Florida legislature starts, what's that say, Jim? January 10th through March the 2nd, the Florida legislature starts. I'm sorry, I can't quite read that. I think that's right. Yeah, January 10th. The legislature starts early this year. Okay, so, questions so far before I go any further? Questions? Yeah, Jim? Oh, that's good news. Yeah. I didn't know that. Did you hear what he said? The debate got backed up to January 23rd.
What debate?
The Times a presidential debate.
And it was also relocated. It was going to be at the St. Pete Times Forum. Now it's going to be in a small theater on the campus of USF in Tampa.
Well, that is great news. That I think is very positive for the presidential primary. So the January, yes, sorry, Marilyn.
Do they have any early voting?
Yes. Oh, thank you. Early voting starts, actually I called the supervisor of elections to find out when they were mailing out the early voting ballots, and they had not decided whether it was going to be the very last day of December or the 1st of January. And so that's why we wanted to get out here and hit, so that those ballots are going to be hitting. That's a great point, Marilyn. Thanks for bringing that up. Keeping in mind that they may have just received their early ballots, and you're there right at the right moment. The faster you get out there in January before they have a chance to mail those early ballots back in, the better off. So keep that in mind. The January candidate sprint, again, we're going to have a kickoff dinner on December 29th. You can walk, actually, you know, we can call it, I mean, we're flexible. We're going to walk for the candidate of your choice for president, or participate in the Kane sprint for president. We're going to have yard signs and palm cards, but you'll need to get with the campaigns of your presidential choice to get the collateral that you're going to need, yard signs and so forth. And then we're going to have Italian night. Oh, I left it on here. What the heck? There's not that many of us here. At my house. So you can come to my house. on November the 19th for the Italian night. And we were talking about having it at the office, but you know, we don't have a kitchen at the office. We don't have a stove at the office. It makes it kind of hard. And so unless it gets just totally crazy, I think we could do it at my house. But anyway, right now we're going to plan that. And Sully Grasso and Pete Franco, both the good Italian boys, are going to have a meatball cook-off. And we want you to bring some kind of Italian. You can bring wine, bread, salad, spaghetti, you know, desserts, anything you want to bring. We're just going to make fun out of it, of course. And mark your calendar for that. I'll be sending out something. Did everybody here sign something over here with Chuck? And did you all sign in some fashion or another? Is there anybody here that has not signed in? Did you want to sign in before you leave? Yeah. And that way you'll get invitations and you'll get on the mailing list of the things that we're doing if you want to do that. Huh? Oh, okay. Please do that before you go. Recruit more walkers for freedom. And I've been kind of saying this. I think that there's a lot of older folks, maybe even someone that's a relative of yours, that want to do something but they can't do something. And maybe they know somebody at church or your neighbor or whatever that could use some work. You know, they could pay them $10 an hour to go out and to do this. Don't think the other side isn't doing that, huh? They're paying more, and with benefits and newspapers. So, yeah. So I mean, you know, I think it's a heck of a thought that there could be seniors that would be more than happy to pay maybe $100 a week to help somebody put some groceries on their table, and that person could come and get a walk list and go out and walk. Hi, Vaughn. Find walkers or hire walkers to help. Find someone older who will sponsor a paid walker. Hire a Patriot. Phone numbers. You might want to jot these down if you want our phone numbers. My phone number is 709-7039. Pete for walking lists, and you should write that down somehow, that this, you know, is 813-449-0054. Pete Franco, and he is the walking list. Actually, if you walk out here today and you didn't have a thing in that crate over there a while ago, would you call that Pete Franco number and give him your name and your precinct number, and so that saves us a lot of trying to gather? Just call and leave him. I'll call him and tell him to let some messages come in. Jim is 528-2838. 528-2838. Sully is 540-0659. And Chuck is 578-0644. Now, I got this email Saturday morning, which I thought was just like basically an unbelievable gift, really, for our meeting today. And this is from Scott Osborne, who's a member of our group. And Scott used to take a lot of pictures. A couple of years ago, we'd have meetings over at the office, and Scott was a young guy and a warrior type. He'd been in the service for a long time, and although I say long time, he's probably 32, 33 years old. And Scott is, I did not know it. I knew I hadn't seen Scott for a while, and I thought he had left the area, and I got an email from him yesterday morning. And he says, he's in Afghanistan. And he says, "Hey Barb, how's everything going? I don't know if I told you that I was deploying to Afghanistan. I left St. Pete early this year and have been heavily involved in the prep for this deployment well before that. I get emails of all the updates and things you guys are doing. I see that you guys are doing a lot of great things and are still going strong. Keep it up. Been working alongside a lot of coalition during this deployment, and our conversations and my observations have had a really eye-opening effect. My coalition and Afghan friends love to ask questions about how things are in America and to hear about all the things that we are permitted and are capable of doing. I now have an incredibly heightened understanding of what a land of opportunity we have been enjoying for so many years. My European friends ask me from time to time, "What are you guys doing?" They are dumbfounded when they see us getting away from what has made America great for so long. especially when they see us trending towards the same policies and principles that have failed them over and over again. Just wanted to let you guys know that I am still here and in the fight, all day and every day. I am continually trying to share and instill the principles that our country was founded and thrived on for so many years. Scott, one team, one fight. So you guys, you know, we're on this side. These kids are over on the other side. I mean, we're all fighting for the same thing. And I just felt like this was just an email that I wanted to share with you to help you to, you know, when we're out there walking and you're going, oh gosh, you know, we got to do this. So may God bless America.